Horrible Bosses is a pretty funny movie too.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, I forgot all about that.
All
I loved when he almost died, and then they give him the hell.
right.
You idiot! That was
Yeah.
my boss.
All right. Hold on. All right. Remember, we can't curse the first 2 minutes.
I said idiot.
Uh,
That's not even a
I
kindergarten.
know, idiots. Fine. I gotta mute the YouTube. Okay. All right. Cool. We're live, and now I'm gonna share the intro because I know how to do it now.
Golf clap.
Share sound. All right. Yay. Golf clap. Woo. All right.
It's time for Black Sabbath Review with your hosts, Wayne Noon, Greg Narvo, and Lou Max.
Good evening, Rat Salad Tossers, and welcome to Rat Salad Review. What the heck are you doing, Stan?
Gunshots, bro.
What, you heard it, right?
What?
You
What?
heard the audio, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I did it right.
It was
Okay,
still
thank
a,
you.
it was still a little wonky though.
That's probably my copy of the video. Thanks, Wayne. Anyways, as
Did you
you
ever
see,
notice how he gave us guts and slouches and made himself thin on the puppets?
yeah, I mean, well, you look at him, it's like you can't fit in my eyesight, Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm just
I mean, I'm not saying it's not true to life for us, but come on, you're gonna make yourself look better. You might as well do us too.
yeah, I mean, I know I got a big chin, but geez, not that big.
Yeah, I'm not
Hey,
that.
Stan's back. Hey, there you are.
Hey,
Anyways, Lou Mavs here with Greg Noggle and Stan in the cut. Good day, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Oh,
great. Now
pretty
that we
good.
now that we see you.
Okay, very cool.
Alright.
So tonight we're probably the last podcast in line to talk about it because I think everyone else and their mothers did. But we're going to discuss the events of the Back to the Beginning show that took place in Birmingham, England this weekend. The farewell to Ozzy Osbourne, including the final performance of the
Damn.
original lineup of Black Sabbath.
The farewell to Black Sabbath. I mean, yes, it is Ozzy's last show, but that is what has irritated me about this whole thing. Although what
But
I
but
loved
but
in one
what
of the streams I saw, there were three dudes up front wearing Bill Sabbath shirts.
That's awesome.
Yes.
But what irritated me, and I agree with Stan, I wish they had acknowledged Ronnie James Dio
Yeah.
because I'm sorry, Dio kept Sabbath alive when Ozzy was doing his thing. So, it was a shame
Mhm.
that Dio
Not
got no
playing
acknowledgement.
not
And
playing
Tony
heaven and
Martin,
hell was
too.
sacrilege.
Yeah. But out of everybody they invited, like, there was no reason not to invite Tony Martin as part of one of the super groups. Like, really?
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
yeah, it would have been great
I
to
mean,
have had him
they let
acknowledged.
who has again proved himself to be the biggest schmuck in the music business 50 years running, Sammy Belcher. There you go, Ralph. Hagar. He couldn't fucking get up there and oh crap, that wasn't in the first 2 minutes, was it?
uh oh, who cares at this point?
But
We're
anyway, he
fine.
couldn't get up there and perform without doing rock candy and then botches flying high again on it. Like,
Oh, okay,
what a
okay.
little prick.
Dude, let's wait till we get there. Okay, we'll run down the entire show. However, before we do that, I need to discuss. I'd be remiss if I didn't discuss what happened on Sunday night on Almost Human Live. So Wayne and I partook in the live stream with Ralph and Ian Wadley, who are both of them combined the hosts of the Rock and Metal Combat podcast. Ralph was kind enough to invite me on the show. This is my first time meeting Ian. And Ian unfortunately had a couple of too many Stella Artois, which at least I know he has good taste in beer because that's my favorite beer if I'm not drinking Guinness. And apparently some people were offended by what he said. Now, I've been asked my opinion about what Ian said, and I'm going to say this. Ian Wadley's a big boy. He can handle himself. Okay. And as far as smack talking Ian, I'm not going to do it. Because 10 years ago, when I discovered the Rock and Metal Combat podcast, I was at an emotional low in my life. I had just lost my brother Michael, rest in peace, who him and my brother, Tony, both of them were my gateways into hard rock and heavy metal. So when I listen to the Rock and Metal Combat podcast, I listen to two friends who talk about the music that they love, and it brings me back to happier times growing up in Astoria, Queens with my brothers and them playing their hard rock and metal cassettes. So as far as what Ian said, I wasn't offended by it. And I got a lot of jokes thrown at me by him, and I didn't care because I'm not speech police. All right. Ian's a big boy. He can handle himself. I'm not going to talk smack about the guy. And for all the people who were offended by him, you're just looking for something to be offended by because you got nothing better to do with your life. So, again, gratitude to Ralph for having me on the show. All respect to Ian. You did nothing wrong, and screw whatever anybody else says if they can't take a joke. And Wayne's a ball tribble. But anyways, moving right along. Wow, no one got the tribble reference. Okay, I guess I'm the only Star Trek nerd here.
I didn't hear the second part of what you said. It cut out. I just heard ball.
I said Wayne's a ball tribble.
That's a good one.
All right, so shout out to Ralph and Ian. Love you guys. Thanks for having us on the show. So, and again, for anyone who was offended, moving right along. All right.
Oh, they only think they've been offended. You really want to get offended? I mean, I've never really talked to Ian before, but you get a few in me and a few in him and us on there at the same time. I bet we could upset everyone.
It's World War III. All right, we got Randy Joy in the chat. He was hilarious. Yeah, he had some funny moments, and like I said, a lot of his jokes were directed at me. I didn't care. I thought he was funny. And cringe is just subjectivism. Anywho, Al Horta, what's up, fellas from Portugal? It's 1 a.m. here, so you bitches better appreciate me. Yes, we do. We hope you.
Thanks for tuning in, Al.
Yes, we hope you're appreciating the fine bitches in Portugal. Anywho.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got 7 people watching. I think I'm one of them. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you have anything in the chat, put it in. So we're going to go right ahead and discuss Back to the Beginning. Now, the show opened. Oh, apparently there was a DJ set by Sid Wilson, but nobody cares. Anyways, so the show opened.
I didn't even know
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
I'll tell you how much it mattered. Nobody bothered to stream it or pirate it. So that's how much the DJ part mattered.
There you go.
It wasn't even mentioned anywhere.
No, although he was mentioned in the post show because apparently he proposed to Kelly Osbourne.
Well,
congrats, Sid.
Good for them.
Remember, we'll know who she'll hire to clean your toilets. Anyways, I'm quoting her. All right. So the first band that took place was Mastodon. I'll give a quick sum up because I already went into it with the show, and I wanted to give Greg and Stan their time. So, Greg, did you see Mastodon?
I'll be honest, I didn't get to watch their whole thing. I did see the cover of Supernaut, which I thought was really good. And
yeah, it's just a shame Brand's vocal
Thunder, but I didn't get to see the first two. I forget what the first one they did was. Black Tongue, I think.
Black Tongue, yeah. Yeah, no, Blood and Thunder sounded great. I felt bad for Brand, the drummer, because his mic wasn't working for the first 2 verses. It wasn't meant to be an instrumental version.
Ah.
Yeah. But Brand did a great cover of Over the Mountain for Metal Injection. I can't believe I just plugged those morons. But, yeah, he did a good job on it. Stan, what did you think of Mastodon?
Mastodon always put on a good show.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed the cover of Supernaut, but the broadcast or the version, the stream that I saw, had the vocals cut out. So I mean, I couldn't really form an opinion,
Mm-hmm.
because the vocals were just missing. But I mean, musically it sounded good. So
Definitely.
yeah, but yeah, Mastodon always deliver. Gotta
I
love Blood
think
and
they have a
Thunder.
I think they have a great addition to the band now with Nick Johnson in the band, playing with Bill. That's a really good guitar team. And as far as uh, William Murderface, whatever his name is, the guy with forgot his name, the
That
one that
that dude needs help.
definitely
He
needs
needs
help.
help.
He's going Charlie Sheen, except without the heroin and Tiger Blood thing.
Hey, listen, Uncle Ben did a good job,
Hey, don't
filling
don't
in.
don't sully the name of heroin that I used to do. Charlie Sheen smoked crack, the fucking train wreck.
Thank you for clarifying that because he seemed more like a crack addict than anything.
we
But yeah,
we're a chill people.
uh, that that's true. Opioids are nice if you do them in moderation, like post surgery. Anyway, all right. So yeah, I thought Mastodon was awesome. Music wise with Supernaut was a great fit, and Blood and Thunder that never fails live. Actually, first time I saw them was at an Ozfest when they did it on the second stage, and they were great. The next band was Rival Sons. Greg.
So this was honestly the first I had ever really heard them through full songs, even though Stan has mentioned them before, and I thought they were really good. Kind of just a nice, solid rock and roll band. Unfortunately, like I said, the pirating stream I watched wasn't exactly the best. These dudes are so bad at it. I'll bet they don't even have peg legs. They're probably just hopping around on one stump, but it was clear enough where I was able to appreciate it. And I really like the vocalist and the guitar.
Stan.
Rival Sons are my favorite rock band these days. Um,
Really?
you guys should check out their albums. I mean, the Great Western Valkyrie and the last couple of also are really good. But the singer is fantastic. Reminds me of like Chris Cornell a little bit. Kind of got that spirit. And their cover of
Electric
Electric
Funeral.
Electric
Funeral. That
Funeral. It
that
was
that was
really
an
good.
awesome cover. I have no idea why Pantera even bothered. I mean, it didn't sound as good either. And
Pantera tribute.
Pantera Legacy. Let's call
yeah,
it what it
whatever it
is.
was. But no, Rival Sons really killed it with that cover. That was a great fucking cover.
Yeah, they owned it. They did a great job.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stan.
Sorry.
No, I had nothing else to add. I mean, like the songs they played, I believe, "Secret" and I forgot what the other song was, but those are they're like one of their more catchier tunes and stuff like that. They're like one of those like
Do Your
class.
Worst was the other one. That's what they
Do
opened
Your
with.
Worst, yeah, that was a great one. They're like one of those like classic rock revival kind of bands. Um, just super talented. Great melodies, great riffs, and Scott Holiday, who the guitar player, he plays the same. He's endorsed by Cower Guitars, and
By whom?
which is the brand that I play too. So
What's the brand name?
Cower,
Okay.
they're made in Sacramento. So
You cut out when you said it. That's all I could hear you.
got it. So they're awesome guys over there. They build fantastic guitars. So I'm proud to own a couple of those. But yeah, I mean, the Electric Funeral cover was fantastic, and having like somebody like Jay the singer tackle that is just, I don't know. You kind of hear like more. I mean, Ozzy is Ozzy, right? But when you hear somebody that's a little more technically skilled, it just puts a different. It just adds like a different dimension to the song,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Ozzy's not the best technical singer. I'll be the first to admit that, and Black Sabbath is my all-time favorite band. But as far as the singer in Sabbath, he was the perfect fit. I
Right.
mean, he embodied it. Even with Geezer writing 99% of the lyrics, I mean, he was always the right fit for Sabbath. So that's
Well,
talent being what it is.
I
Yes,
will say
Greg.
there is one song I never liked with Ozzy singing it, even though he did the melodies and it was done with him in the band. But I never liked Rock and Roll Doctor until Ian Gillan sung it on the Born Again tour.
Which
That
you can
just,
find on the special edition of Born Again.
yeah, that just did not fit Ozzy at all. And it's funny because I love Technical Ecstasy, and it seems like that's a go-to song that people like a lot. And I'm sorry, I don't like it with Ozzy singing it. It just doesn't sound right.
I liked it as a kid. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
Um,
imagine
Well,
Ozzy
so did
trying to
I
sing.
because you had the cowbell. Yeah, gonna see the rock and roll doctor.
I have to admit, look, I knew Rival Sons opened up the End tour. I'm not calling it a Black Sabbath tour. I'm just calling it the End tour. There was no Bill Ward in it. I'm sorry, Stan. That's how I feel. But the more I listen to them, the more I appreciate them. Do I think doing classic rock that's comparable to like Bad Company and Free is redundant? Well, maybe not today.
That's what I think of the end tour.
There you
Oh my
go.
God.
Uh yeah. Yeah. What was I getting at? Oh
Talking
yeah,
about
the Rival
rival
Sons. And
sons.
the more I listen to them, the more I appreciate them. I guess I just couldn't understand why Rival Sons, you sandwich them right between Mastodon and Anthrax. But it wasn't. It was good. It was good. I'm getting more used to them the more I listen to them.
Yeah.
I
Far
don't
from
understand
far from
why
the worst band of the night. Sorry, Greg. What?
I don't understand why people hate on them so much, honestly. I mean, they might be a rock and roll revival band, which, by the way, so is King Creeper from England, and you should check them out because they're awesome. Small band, but you would like them, Stan. And I think Lou would too. And all your listeners should check them out too because David's a really cool guy. But, they have heart and they do something unique. It doesn't sound like Greta Van Fleet. I know they're the trendy thing to hate on, but they're just not very original. And Rival Sons, I'd put them up there with Mammoth WBH, who I've been getting real into. They understand that era in music, and they're bringing it modern and making it their own. I really enjoyed it. I don't get what people have against them so much.
Oh,
I
I
thought they
mean,
did a really good job.
in today's culture and climate, where a lot of what you hear on the radio all sounds the same. I mean, literally, it all sounds the same. You can't argue with me on that. It's nice
It
to
does.
hear people actually playing their instruments again. So, yeah, of course, I'll give Rival Sons their due. Into the chat. Let's see. We got more people. We got Metal Ben's Chronicles. What up, everyone? What's up, Metal Ben? Randy Joy, Ralph smoked meth. Edward Wright, enjoyed you guys on Almost Human. Thank you. It's just Ian's sense of humor. I agree. Can't take it seriously. Exactly. It's not Wayne and I obviously
Well,
didn't take it seriously. It's as they call them, the pickle whistlers. that
and I can give Randy one piece of advice there, smoking related. I mean, it wasn't meth, but never smoked PCP in a Motel 6 in Cleveland, Ohio before a Kiss show. Didn't turn out all that great.
And I'm Tom Bodette. We'll leave the light on for you. Edward Wright, Rival Sons are awesome. I'm getting into them. Greeks aren't very punctual. Fuck you, Wayne. Catman in the cut. Very cool. Greg Lou Stan. What's up, Catman? Let us have it,
What's up,
Greg.
Catman?
We'll get
Hey,
there.
Cat Man, it's been a few weeks, man. I actually you can only kind of see partially the scar now, but I had a breakthrough seizure at work, fell off a ladder, had a concussion for over a month now. This is the first time I've really been able to do this without stuttering. So yeah, good to be back.
Yes, great to have Greg back. And guess what?
Yeah.
Come Supergroup 2, we're gonna let the hate out, right, Greg?
Yes. And
Uh,
I'll wait until we get to the super groups.
all right, very cool. Next band that came up after that was Anthrax, who played Indians and a cover of my favorite Black Sabbath song, Into the Void.
I was
Stan, I'll let you.
disappointed.
Was I disappointed?
Yeah.
I was not disappointed in the way Charlie and Frank played it. I think they're a great rhythm section. Charlie actually did the drums perfectly as on the record. I think Jonathan is a great addition to from Shadows Fall to Anthrax as the lead guitar player. I've always been a fan of Johnny Rock and Roll and a hell of a nice guy too. Scott Ian, I can't stand. I'm sorry. I mean,
He didn't sound like in tune with the rest of the band. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, we meant to let go Stan go first, but
Well,
that really, really fucking bothered me. Scott Ian, he just, I mean, I still love the song. Joey sounded great. The rest of the guys did a great job, but it was almost like Scott went out there and deliberately sabotaged it. It was weird.
no pun intended.
Yeah. No. I see
what I did there?
yeah.
All right, Stan, continue.
In Soviet Russia,
Stan, continue.
Sky punches you.
So, you know, I enjoyed Anthrax's performance. I mean, the Indians, great song, and they obviously, that's like a classic, Anthrax classic, and that song was really fun to hear. But there's just something really weird about hearing a Black Sabbath riff being played with like a thrash tone or something. I don't know what it is. I did not like it. I didn't like the cover. It felt kind of like it wasn't the right guitar tone for that kind of song.
I will gladly rebut your statement with probably the best cover of that song that I ever heard. If you listen
Okay.
to a band called Exhorter, the album The Law, they cover Into the Void on that.
Yeah.
It is probably the best metal cover of a Black Sabbath song I ever heard.
For me,
It's
second best overall. I liked Soundgarden's version of it better, but Exporter would be my number two on Into the Void.
Okay. I never heard of that one.
yeah, definitely check that out.
I mean, I like Scott Ian though. I mean, he's a rhythm
And
playing is tight. He's really good. He's also very energetic. Dude, the guy's in his 60s. He's jumping around like he's a teenager, man. But so he's a good performer and everything. It's just that there's something about like I don't know, like the Into the Void being played with that guitar tone, that thrash metal 80s sound. I don't know. I just didn't gel with it. But that's
it
just my
worked.
opinion.
It worked when they did Sabbath Bloody Sabbath on the nice fucking EP back in
no,
'88.
no, it was the On the Man EP.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they both 87. Okay. I was a year off.
Yeah, it's all good.
But no, it sounded great back then, but like you were saying, Stan, I kind of feel like the band, even though they're still Anthrax, is at a slightly different point now. And the throwback sound he threw into that cover just didn't work with what the rest of them were doing. It stood out in the wrong way to me. I do wish they'd have gotten to play more songs though, at least one more.
Yeah, why did they only play two? I don't understand that. Everyone else
Well,
got like three, I believe.
I think it's because Frankie ended up playing in Supergroup A, and
Oh, he
Charlie
did
also
the
had to play with Pantera Legacy. So,
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
next band up was Halestorm. Stan, I'll let you go first. Oh, sorry.
okay.
No, Stan can go first.
I'm not really a big Hailstorm fan.
Neither am I.
What they do well. It's just not for me. But Lizzie Hale is an amazing singer.
Yes, I'll
I
agree.
mean that is a female Chris Cornell or something. She's incredible, and her covers. What did she do? Perry Mason? Is
They
that
did Perry Mason.
I mean, it's fantastic. Come on, like that's an awesome cover. So, you know, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, gotta give her some credit, you know.
No, absolutely. Greg?
Well, I've always loved her vocals. I wasn't nuts about them when they came out originally as a band, but I've grown to like them a lot over time. Frankly, they were younger. They've grown as musicians. They grew into the better sound as they've gotten older because this version of Love Bite, So Do I. You know, I thought it was hokey when it originally came out. It was a decent enough, excuse me, song. They kill it here. It sounded awesome. And she brings so much energy to it. And her brother, the one guitarist, I think she's dating the second one or something. I don't keep up on them that much, but they've definitely moved away from that colloquialism of divorced dad rock. You know, well, they might have been in the same camp as Hinder when they first came out. They certainly aren't anymore. They're definitely a lasting
Oh,
fixture on the hard rock circuit. I can't say heavy. I never really considered them heavy metal, and I still don't. But
They're
they're a
not.
great band. They're
they're
a great
not.
band, and
Light years beyond Hinder. I mean, like,
I
there's
want
no
to.
Yeah.
comparison.
Well, I was not at, in abilities or anything, but just from that time period, and because they were calling all that divorced dad rock or divorced mom rock at one point, weren't they? I don't know. I was on drugs. I'm trying to remember, but
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um,
They're kind of in the same boat as Mammoth for me. Like in that modern rock, you know, the
yeah.
radio rock kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
But it's radio
I,
rock with substance to me. That I don't know.
It is, and they've got quite a bit of the old school, both in the feel and their sound. And I mean, they really own it. They play with a lot of passion. Um, so if we're talking just direct bands at this show, they were easily my second favorite performance.
Mm.
Overall, out of everybody, they'd be third.
All right.
I'm not a fan of their guitar tone, but they are very talented musicians.
I
And
like it now. I wasn't nuts about it when they first started out.
yeah, but I would never take anything away from Lizzie as a vocal talent. She's definitely great, and I thought she killed Perry Mason. And we'll talk more about it when we get into Supergroup A.
Yep, she
I
did do a great job with Perry Mason, but she did even better than that with better songs later.
I agree. Next band up is Lamb of God, who was quite polarizing amongst metal fans. But Greg, I'll let you go first.
You know, I knew these guys because I lived in Southern Maryland at the time when they were still called Burn the Priest. I saw them come up and change and get popular and everything. And I mean, they're not my favorite band, but they gave a really good performance here. And I thought they sounded great. Children of the Grave, they did their own way, but I think it still came off really well.
Mm-hmm.
I like the tune Redneck. That's actually one of my favorite songs from there. But
It's a fun song.
you know, it's that mid 2000s metal. They kind of found their sound in 2005 and stuck with it.
It's worked.
Yeah, so I respect them for that. Are they my favorite? No, but I definitely think they stand out, and I
Yeah,
think
I mean,
they gave a great performance here.
of all the bands from that period, they're the ones that are still doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
like who the
well,
hell remembers Moto Grader? You know what I mean?
well,
Not me.
the singer of Motograder is now in Five Finger Death Punch, so
Oh, geez.
sorry to disappoint you. No,
Wow.
I mean, Killswitch Engage is still doing it. They're, I'm a fan of theirs. Unearth, man, it's hard when you don't have Ken Susi in the band because to me that guy was the heart and soul. But you quit them to join As I Lay Dying, and look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Even Stevie Wonder could see that that was a disaster. Yes, I know what I said.
You know what the worst part of Stevie Wonder's life has to be, though? you imagine paying all that child support for kids you've never seen?
I didn't even know he had any legitimate kids.
Yeah, he does, I believe.
That's funny.
Good for him for being able to knock boots. Awesome. It wasn't just Ray Charles. Stan, you go. Lamb of God.
Lamb of God. So I mean, you know, I like it when bands cover songs and make it their own.
Yes.
You know, you shouldn't. You're not in a tribute band. There's no sense of just like having the same arrangement, the same tone, the same style. So it's cool that Lamb of God, just made Children of the Grave in the style of Lamb of God. They made it heavier, you know, and but the thing is, my opinion about the band in general is just I like that the singer, but it's kind of like AC/DC. Like after a while, everything just sounds the same, and you just can't. It,
We
like
we 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 just discussed it. It's still 2005 for them. 20 years
it's
later.
2005.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. I get like ear fatigue after listening to like 3 or 4 Lamb of God songs because it just sounds like the same shit over and over. I don't
Well,
know.
that them and like who Lou mentioned, Kill Switch Engage,
Kill,
they
Kill
make the
Switch.
same song for every song on every album.
It's the 2005 metal effect. I don't know. It's just everything is just forgetful.
I didn't know who they were when they were Burn the Priest, but I did become a fan of theirs with New American Gospel in 2000. I'm glad I followed the band throughout their entire career. I'm a huge fan still to this day. And I thought they killed it. And yeah, I like the fact that they did their own take on Children of the Grave.
Yeah, they did it
And
really fresh. And actually, to a point, that's why I really liked what they did and a few other bands did here as compared to Judas Priest shitting out War Pigs, which I hated.
well, they said it wasn't a cover, it was an homage. So it was, them not trying to reinvent the
Yeah,
wheel with
that's
that
one
song.
way to say we just did a version of War Pigs that sounded like we ate a bunch of Quaaludes first, but it's a homage. Whatever.
You know what I love about Greg? He just doesn't give a fuck, and I love it.
I've been dead twice. I got nothing to worry about. I'm not scared of anybody. I don't care.
There's no pearly gates. Fuck y'all.
Only thing I'm worried about is Steve Blackman coming to my door.
Oh, nobody. You don't want that. You don't want that. Hell, give me.
I'm sorry, sir.
I'd rather take JBL. At least we know Joey Styles knocked him out.
I don't remember
True
what
story.
that guy's name even stands for anymore. I just hated him so much. I've called him Jiggly Ball ever since.
Jiggly Ball. Anyway, what? Well, I was about to say, speaking of Jiggly Balls, but that's not until Super Group B. Now we're going into Super Group A. So,
this was my favorite overall.
So throughout the entire Super Group A and B, the one consistency was Nuno Betancourt of Extreme, who I will gladly give the title of MVP of the day to. He killed it.
Totally.
I mean, he played a whole set. Like
he played 2 sets.
He played 2 sets.
Set A consisted of The Ultimate Sin, Shot in the Dark, Sweet Leaf, Believer, and Changes. Ultimate Sin was Lizzie Hale with Nuno, David Ellefson, Mike Borden, and Adam Wakeman, with returning to the stage after bouts of carpal tunnel and bouts of getting a bullet in the gut. And Jesus Christ, was I glad to see him. What an entrance. Jakey freaking Lee back on stage to perform Ultimate Sin and Shot in the Dark. This was what I was waiting for, and I was so happy to see him finally get his roses.
That's kind of fucked up that they had him play Shot in the Dark, considering he got shot in the dark just a few months ago.
Wow, thanks for making this a darker turn, Stan. I didn't even think about that.
I suppose, but it was like his biggest song when he was an Ozzy. So.
Bigger than Bark at the Moon, you think?
Oh, I definitely think Shot in the Dark outsold Bark at the Moon as a single.
Probably. But Lizzie killed it on Ultimate Sin, and then David Draymond, who supposedly
Lizzie
came out.
owned that song.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did. And then supposedly David Draymond came out to a cheer of boos because of his take of the Israeli-Palestine conflict. But
I hate him for very different reasons. He's a dickhead. But
yeah, I know, but
I'm not even gonna get into that. All I'm gonna say is that.
But that's what he got booed for. I'm not taking sides here. I'm just
Here's
stating the obvious.
He was there to entertain and pay tribute, not make political statements. So I think people should just judge him on that, like on his performance instead. I'm going to say that he did a great job on Sweet Leaf.
Yes,
Not so much
agreed.
on the other one, but
I mean, vocally it was in his wheelhouse, but I didn't like the fact that he didn't give Jake a chance to do his harmonic in the beginning. Damn you,
Yeah,
David. That's what I would have booed you for.
yeah, I didn't like how he did that one either, but he did do Sweetly very well. But I'd have rather heard Lizzie sing Shot in the Dark, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I would have too. This was the cover that surprised me though. Whitfield Crane from Ugly Kid Joe.
oh yeah,
Who dug him from out of his hole to bring him on stage? But he killed it.
Right? What McDonald's they find him in?
Hempstead Turnpike in Levittown, 24 hours. Anyway, but and I was like, where the hell is that drummer from? And apparently it was the drummer from Sleep Token. I was like,
oh
yeah,
man, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was on point.
Fantastic.
Like, you didn't think of his drumming, Greg?
No, his drumming was fine. I just said apparently they just call him 2 or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
they call him 2, Roman numeral 2. Didn't Slipknot already number their members? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. Moving right along.
This is bad. This is bigger than shit, not.
But Believer was great, and then all of a sudden comes out Youngblood with his soulful version of Changes.
Very surprising, huh?
It was. I thought it was. Greg?
Okay, pretty good is an understatement. It was excellent.
I couldn't find something to hate about it.
Yeah.
Greg, be honest. It's okay.
I was more surprised than anything. First of all, I have no idea who the hell this kid is.
I thought it was a rapper.
No, he's a pop star.
Yeah, it's a pop star, apparently. I liked it. Personally, I'd rather heard him do She's Gone. His style, I think, would have fit that a little bit better because it's orchestrated a little bit more. But for Changes, he did an awesome job.
We're not even going to talk about the Fred Durst version because Youngblood blew his away. So we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, no, he did a great job of it. I was just kind of like, who the hell is this kid?
Yeah, I think he was a Disney star at one point. I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. But yeah, good on Youngblood for doing that.
Probably the best cover of the night. I don't know. I mean, maybe at least number 2. I don't know.
Vocally, it was on point.
I mean, dude, Nuno Betancourt and Jakey Lee with Lizzie Hale on vocals. Ultimate Sin was the best cover of this whole night. There's just no way around that. I mean, you knew it was an Ozzy song, but that sounded like something they could have written on their own. And by the way, I think we need a Jakey Lee Nuno album now.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't.
Awesome together.
I can't help but be biased, but I think that was my favorite too, because I love Jake. I mean, Randy is my third favorite, but I freaking love Jakey Lee just because he was so different than all the other LA guitarists that came out. I mean, he just played with passion and fury, and what a great songwriter. I'm sorry, if you could find that first Bad Lads album, get it.
Oh, definitely.
All right. Right after that was Alice in Chains. I'm just going to say real quick, my third favorite band of the night. I love their performance. I thought their cover of Fairies Wear Boots was amazing. And
Mhm.
with that, I will give it to Stan.
I mean, they're obviously Lane Stanley's like a considered a legend in grunge and hard rock and stuff. But this guy, what was his name? William Duvall.
William Duvall, yeah.
He basically, he earned his place in that band. He sounds fantastic. Does all the older songs justice too. And what was the cover that they did? I forgot.
Fairies Wear Boots off the Paranoid album.
Shit, I don't remember how it went.
It's the last track on Paranoid.
Yeah. Well, no, I know. I just don't remember their cover that much. But
All right.
I mean, but
Going
besides
home
that,
late last night.
but yeah, I mean, from what I saw of their performance, they're pretty good. So
Mm. Greg?
I thought they did great, and I mean, yeah, Lane's a legend and all that, but I like William Duvall's
yeah.
vocals a lot, and I've liked every album they've done with them. I totally understand why they did Man in the Box and Wood. I kind of wish they had done one of Duvall's songs, but they only had three to do, and it made sense, and
Yeah.
it was worth it to hear their cover of Fairies Wear Boots.
Yeah.
But
Wood.
as far as paying this tribute, they were one of them bands where, I mean, all these guys were influenced by Sabbath and Ozzy, yes, but Alice in Chains really put the love out there, man. Like you could feel it in their
Mhm.
set. They had a great energy throughout this whole thing.
Yeah. Wood sounded amazing.
Mhm.
And, I love Man in the Box, but I think, I've just found myself,
Man in the Box
grown out of it.
is one of the few Alice in Chains songs of its time. I mean, I love Facelift. I like the song, but I don't think it's timeless like the whole of the Dirt album, and neither even other songs off of Facelift or some of their
Yeah.
later
I mean,
material.
if I personally, I think four songs that are better than Man in the Box are We Die Young, Sea of Sorrow, Bleed the Freak, and my favorite on that album, Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have rather preferred to have heard Check My Brain, to be quite honest. I love that song. Probably, you know, like uh, what when I heard Will and Jerry, sing that on record, I was like, yeah, they're back. This is Alice in Chains now. So, it won me over. All right, next band, Gojira. One statement I'm going to make about it. My least favorite band of the night. And now I'll turn it over to Greg.
Well, I've always considered them pretty meh in general. That they're pretty boring to begin with, but I watched clips of it and kind of disappointed what they did to Under the Sun, which is one of my favorite Sabbath songs ever. But at least they made it their own, I guess. But
I agree.
if I was at the show, this is when I would have hit the Porta John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with Greg. I mean, Gojira. I don't know what the hype is. I mean, I hate to say it, but they also follow in my opinion, like the AC/DC route, where everything just sounds the same to me.
It
I don't
They
know.
does.
always sounded like that?
I don't know. I
Did they
mean,
always sound like that?
everything I hear from them just sounds the same. It's just like dun, 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 rah, 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 dun, 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 all those like whatever those harmonics that they do. It all just it's in like in every song or something. Just you can't can you differentiate
The funny thing is,
what the
I can't at all with them, and people get super pissed at me because they're like, "But you love early Napalm Death." It's like, listen, some might have songs that are only 4 seconds long, but they could still swing, and you can tell the difference in the instrumentation. You can't with Gojira.
yeah, I don't know. It's not for me. But again, like it's what they do well. It's like it's they have their own little style and everything. So it's good for them. But it just doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah. Back into the chat before we move on. Let's see. Agarai gives a thumbs up to Catman. Randy Joy, Belladonna could have learned the lyrics beforehand. This is true.
Mm.
I think he was
Did
reading.
he mess up the lyrics?
From what I heard, yeah.
Okay. I was watching it live and it was pretty clippy, so I couldn't tell if that was the video or he was fucking it up. That's good to know.
Catman, child support. Oh, I guess that was in reference to Stevie Wonder. Catman, hey, why didn't Ralph just pop up with a live same night as Rat Salad? Catman, I had a family function last night that I was asked to attend, and Greg and Stan were nice enough to postpone the show for the next day. I do know Ralph is live tonight. If you'd rather watch Ralph, go ahead. Just watch this one later. We're not in competition with Ralph. We love Ralph. Besides, we know Ralph blows us out of the water in terms of his subscribers and views. Somehow he manages to get around the algorithms. So good for Ralph. No beef there. No big deal.
No.
Catman, I never got a chance to try Ludes. Thank you for sharing.
I did. They were fun.
Catman, I token then I sleep, not the other way around. Catman's awesome.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Catman, stop Jira. Oh God. Okay. Moving right along. All right. Now we get into the multiple band member thing with the System of the Universe drum circle with Travis Barker, Danny Carey, and Chad Smith. Your opinion, guys?
It's one of those like I'm going to the bathroom moments.
Porta John, okay.
Yeah, I'm even though I'm not the biggest Blink 182 fan, and I actually, for the most part, hate pop punk outside of them. That was my little brother's first concert, and I took him to it, and it was funny because at the time I was still, oh man, I gotta go, man. Fucking metal, I gotta see these bastards. But it was a really good show, and Travis Barker is a really good drummer, so I was excited to see his part of it, and he did a great job. The other guys, I mean, they're skilled enough to play, but it just wasn't very interesting to me. Barker did a great job, but calling that a drum battle, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, I do think very highly of Danny Carey and Chad Smith. And yeah, I got to give respect to Travis Barker. You know, I mean, he's consistently been on point, and he's been doing this since his days in the Aquabats, pre Blink 182. So almost going 30 years. And he still plays consistently well. So
yes, he does. And Carey wasn't bad. Chad Smith, I don't know. Might as well get John Tempest out there. He's just not all that interesting.
That's all right. Ginger Baker didn't think much of him either. Anyway. All right, so now it's time for Supergroup B. Unfortunately, this is where Tom Morello takes over. Now, look, I'm sorry. After watching this performance, I realized Tom Morello, all he does for solos is either scratch strings or extends the hell out of whole notes on the whammy pedal. I'm not impressed by him. But from what I heard, if it wasn't for him, then the concert wouldn't have been as organized as it was, especially the super groups. So I'll give him credit on that. But as far as a talent, no. Yeah, take whatever his personal feelings about the world away. Just take him on as a guitar player. I don't get the hype. I really don't. But we also
don't, and also Billy Corgan, really. Billy Corgan, Snowblind. I mean, not that I hate the Pumpkins, but
he I don't know, man. His voice is just way too. It just doesn't fit. Like, no. I mean, he also did Breaking the Law.
That was so awkward.
Yeah, Breaking the Law was very awkward, but I wanted to John Blutarsky his ass when he started doing Snowblind. Just take that fucking guitar.
Yeah, it was just I can never imagine the voice of Cherub Rock, regardless of how much he's a fan of Sabbath, saying both Breaking the Law and Snowblind. It just was weird.
Honestly, most of the lineups for this second supergroup were bizarre. Most of it really didn't work for me. And Morello, your fault directly, assuming he can still play a harmonica. But biggest miss here, how do you get Steven Tyler out there and not do the fucking wizard? Unless he can't play the harmonica anymore.
That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
you guys were talking about, Sammy Hagar playing Rock Candy. What the fuck is Steven Tyler doing? Walk This Way, Ronnie Wood or something is in there. Like it made no fucking sense.
I mean, I never heard the Rolling Stones or Aerosmith ever acknowledge Black Sabbath or Ozzy, so I was very taken aback by them being there. But I will
Yeah,
not take away how great Steven Tyler sounded.
Yeah.
he
No,
did
Train
sound
Kept a
good. Yeah.
Rolling was cool, but there was animosity between them in the 70s. I thought he was a really weird choice myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's weird considering. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like he's older than Ozzy. I mean, Sammy Hagar is like
he
80 years
is,
old, and he's
but
like,
what they did also
kicking.
kind of fit. I mean, come on, dude. He picked Rock fucking Candy of all songs.
Yeah.
Why don't you learn a little humbleness and get out there? And if you're going to do something, do jump, you ramen noodle haired piece of shit.
I mean, I'm sorry, but like when he said, he was going to do something from his history and he broke out Rock Candy, I didn't hear any elevation and cheers from the audience. I mean, people were probably thinking, "What the hell who is this guy? What is his
Yeah.
band? What's his song?"
I expected him to throw out a Montrose tune, to be honest. It would have made
That
a
was a
lot more
Montrose tune.
sense.
Rock Candy is a Montrose tune. It's
Oh,
off
I
the
thought
first
that was one of
album.
his solo tunes.
No, 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 no. That was off the first Montrose album, along with
Or at
Space
least
Station.
like I
Oh,
Can't
that's
Drive
right.
55. I
Oh,
mean,
Jesus. They he'd have gotten
oh, here
beaten to
comes
death,
Greg.
I hope, if he'd have had the balls to sling that out.
I
That's
mean,
right. I forgot Rock Candy was on the first Montrose album. Yeah, yeah. It was on one of his live albums before he hooked up with Van Halen. That's what I'm thinking of it from.
all I know is that as much as I didn't like, and I love the Pumpkins too, but I just thought Billy Corgan was an odd fit for the first two songs. But it was great to see KK Downing on
Oh
stage as
yeah.
always.
Yeah.
And of
And
course
something
Rudy
more
Sarzo.
imaginative than KK's Priest. It was nice.
Yeah, I mean, and Rudy Sarzo coming back to play a show for Ozzy. I love Rudy Sarzo, probably one of my favorite bass players. Um, but to have Vernon Reed and not have him do any solos,
Yeah.
I thought that
that's
was really weird. It was
yeah,
almost like they brought him out just to bring him out.
yeah. It's like, hey, I'm here. You want me to come on? Yeah, sure, come on. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because he's been in documentaries before and all that, talking about Sabbath and a big influence on Living Color, but space filler almost. It was just so weird. They didn't play to any of his strengths. I was really disappointed by that.
Mhm.
Although he did do the opening riff to Bark at the Moon, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, as far as Sammy Hagar was concerned, you guys know I can't stand him.
me neither.
Well, with the exception of the first Montrose album and also the HSAS album and the 15 songs that I picked from the Van Halen era with Sammy in it, Stan. But for him to blatantly go on stage and completely butcher the lyrics to a Randy Rhoads song, all I could say to that is freaking Sammy Hagar buried Eddie Van Halen. Now he buried Randy Rhoads. Screw you, you freaking tequila bottle in one hand, dick in the other, son of a bitch. Like
I
I was
you know
so pissed by that.
I don't think they rehearsed the songs.
Yeah, but how do you not know Flying High again?
Bro, give me a list of songs to learn before a gig. I'm ready.
No, no. I mean, yeah, I mean, he could have done a better job, but I mean,
Of course, the one song he didn't butcher was the one that he
he's a
wrote.
senior citizen, man. Give him a break.
Yeah, we'll put him in a retirement
I can't give
community.
him a break when he walks out there with an ego like that, though. I mean, okay, fucking, yeah, I was bitching a little bit because people seem to have forgotten, it's about Sabbath, not just Ozzy. And well, I'll get to more about that later because I have a lot of respect and all that for Ozzy about this, but I'm never gonna walk back my comments about him being a clown because he is to an extent, and you can't. But anyway, it was
I,
about Sabbath, the early years of Sabbath, and Ozzy retiring. You can't come out there like this little happy-go-lucky piece of shit and try to make it the Sammy Hagar show, and that's the type of shit he does.
yeah, and listen, I am not an ageist unless it comes to Sammy Hagar. Get rid of him. Anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, should have flown his plane over Israel.
Dude, come on. Can we not
Come
talk
on,
about
Greg.
the Gaza conflict?
Huh?
Uh,
I didn't mention God. I'm just saying they
All
might have
right.
shot his plane down.
after moving right along. After that,
God, I
We
hope
get-
he doesn't watch this.
we get Bark. Who cares? We get Park at the Moon.
I hope he does. I hope he does. I want him to know. I hope he gets buried when he dies because I would take a trip
Can we
to
please?
fucking New Zealand if I had to, just to take a dump on Sammy Hagar's grave.
And don't forget to chase the Kiwi women.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
you, Lou, and Ralph, like the biggest like Sammy haters. Oh my god.
I have every
He's
reason to.
just such a liar and a schmuck. He's awful.
I don't know, man.
While you're at it,
I'm just listening to the music. I just like the
pick up the new
music.
Severed Angel album, severedangel.com. I just updated the website. Thank you.
Nice intermission right there.
All words are in present tense.
Anyway, moving on.
So after Rock Candy, we get Bark at the Moon with Nuno Betancourt, Vernon Reid, Rudy Sarzo, Travis Barker, and Adam Wakeman, and Papa V, Tobias Forge from Ghost on vocals. Now, me and Stan being Ghost fans, Greg, I'll let you have the mic. What did you think about Tobias's cover of Bark at the Moon?
Well, I think the whole thing was kind of awkward. I really think Nuno was the best thing about it, but it's a super group, and I don't hate Tobias Forge's voice. I just don't feel like the performance played to his strengths. You know what I mean? Like,
Fair
he
enough.
sang it all right. It just came off kind of pedestrian, but I don't think it was his fault. I don't know that there was really a lot of rehearsal going into this. I feel like you had certain members of the supergroup playing along with him, and you had other guys playing it as if Ozzy was singing it. But it wasn't his fault. I think he did a good job singing it. I think Nuno came off great. It was cool to hear Vernon do that riff. They just needed to rehearse it, I guess, is really my biggest thing about this. I feel like it was kind of sloppy overall.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. Stan?
I mean, first of all, it's being a Ghost fan, it's pretty awesome seeing Papa V doing his just like doing these kind of appearances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it seems
As a
really
creator
odd.
fan, it's interesting to see one of the statues from Terrible Certainty being animated and go out there on the stage.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that he had to have got the makeup designs from there. I don't care what anybody says, but anyway.
I honestly, I think he has the voice for these kind of songs. I mean, it almost sounds like Ghost anyway, like in my opinion. But I wish they kind of like tuned it down half step because it just sounded like he was straining a little bit.
Exactly. That's what I mean
Yeah.
by not playing to his strengths. The song is in his wheelhouse, but they weren't playing at a tempo that was in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I could see that. But I did enjoy it. And again, as crazy as it was to see Steven Tyler on stage, who didn't even acknowledge, three cheers for Ozzy or whatever. He never even said
No,
that, or
he
Black
didn't.
Sabbath.
He didn't even say anything
All I
about
heard was like,
Sabbath.
I can't hear my fucking mic. That's all I heard him say into the mic. That was great. That was a Spinal Tap moment. Um, he killed it vocally.
Yeah, but it was just so random seeing him there.
Yeah,
He's the
it was
best.
it was a treat for the fans, I guess. Sorry, Greg. What?
It was a treat for the fans, but I was going to say one of the best things I saw about this on the pirate streams, because you could comment on them and shit like it was live on YouTube, but it was on a different thing. It's some of these younger fans before he started singing, they're like, "Did someone's random grandma just come out on stage?"
Yeah, I read a lot of that too.
These
I mean,
kids were so confused. I'm like, that's Steven Tyler. Haven't you guys seen Wayne's World? What's Wayne's World? Never mind.
No, really?
Yeah. Well, and then
I
I
mean,
have to remember, in my mind, 1975 is 20 years ago, but it really wasn't. It was 2005.
I mean, I know all I can say is Steven Tyler is the ugliest woman I've ever seen. Dude looks like a lady, but he can still cut it vocally.
That's how my
Yeah.
aunt looks.
I'm sorry for your aunt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. After
Also,
this,
I want to say, somebody made a funny comment about the Sammy Hagar performance. They just said, uh, flying low again. That's what they call it.
all right. So after the Supergroup B is over,
um,
now
I did think the whole lot of love walk this way medley was totally out of step with the whole rest of this concert, though.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, Train Kept a Rolling made a lot of sense, but
Train Kept a Rolling made a lot of sense because if you think about which of the British blues bands covered that first, it was the Yardbirds.
well, and you
You
even
know,
got the Lemmy Motorhead Ozzy connection there.
true, but
Yeah.
that was a song that prefaced Sabbath in terms
Yeah.
of when it came out. So I think it only makes sense to say that the bands of that British invasion are what heralded bands like Sabbath to come out and Deep Purple to rise to prominence in the 70s. So I think it almost would have made more sense if he had done Highway Star instead of
Highway Star, or I mean, dude, there's so many budgie tunes you could have thrown in there, or even some BOC, like bands that actually had a camaraderie with Sabbath as opposed to Zeppelin.
but well, remember John Bonham and Tony were friends.
They were, but I mean, it was, I don't mean them personal wise, but there was a pretty big rivalry on the music scene between them, you know.
Interesting. I would have never known that. So after Supergroup B, now we get Pantera Legacy. I say Pantera Legacy because to me, without the Abbott brothers, it's just not Pantera.
Mhm.
Stan, I'll let you go first.
I didn't like it.
That's it.
I didn't like the Planet Caravan cover. I mean, after Rival Sons, it was just pointless. Steven, you're not gonna top that. And also, somebody already did it. So why are you playing the same song again?
They did
Uh,
it with changes.
did they really?
Well, Youngblood did it live, and
Yeah.
then Fred Durst sent in a recorded copy.
Who the fuck was watching that?
Oh,
Fuck these
that
Fred Durst.
really fucking happened? I
Yeah,
was laughing because I thought you thought of the most ridiculous person to sing that song you could think of.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
All right, well, we won't talk about that one. Okay,
Wow.
But anyway, I mean, I don't know. It's just Pantera's
it
not
was
the
better than
same.
Behind Blue Eyes. I'll say that. I'm sorry. Continue, Stan.
Pantera ain't the same. I mean, Planet Caravan, was okay. That's a really cool song. Um, but I don't know. It's without the Abbott brothers, it's kind of awkward for me. I don't know. It's weird. It just doesn't sound the same.
Hmm.
I don't
Greg?
know.
I really didn't pay much attention to. Well, First of all, Walk, I hate. I've always hated it. I think it's a terrible song, but
They
I
just have to
watched
play that one.
I watched Cowboys from Hell. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like the way Zach plays it, to be honest with you. It's weird. And okay, granted, one of the reasons I've always hyped Daryl in the 80s over the 90s Pantera is I fucking hate those squeals. Such a squandering of the amazing way he could play guitar by doing that dumb rednecky shit. Why? But it at least fit the song. Zach does it too much. It's irritating. Pinch harmonics too, whatever. But I didn't like their cover of Electric Funeral. Just and Planet Caravan. I liked it when they did it in the 90s, but I didn't like it here. And it's not so much that I hate Zach Wild, but I don't care for how he played them Sabbath tunes. It's just
I have to admit, Zach Wild is my least favorite Ozzy guitar player.
Yeah.
I mean, I will take Joe Holmes and Gus G over him any day.
oh, big time. Yeah. I never really thought he was all that great. I mean, we talked about this when we did the Ozzy thing. He was flashy. And I kind of think that's how we ended up in there in the first place.
The funny thing is, I was like 2 years ago when I saw Metallica at MetLife Stadium. I purposely told my friend Alan Long, I said I would go to the Friday show with him because I really wanted to see Mammoth and I really want to see, because Sabbath and Pantera was my first ever concert when I was 18.
Oh, that's pretty
So,
cool.
yep. So I wanted to see Pantera Legacy just to have a chance to like relive those songs again. I admit that night Zach was on fire. He did not overplay the pinch harmonics. He actually didn't. This time around, I think we got more Zach than we got homage to Dimebag, which I was a little resentful about that. I thought Charlie and Rex sounded great as a rhythm section. Phil is Phil, regardless of what your opinion is of him. At least he was consistent. Not consistently bad or good, just consistent. But what that performance made me want to do was break out the power metal album.
Nice.
And I was like, damn, why couldn't we have gotten more of a Pantera like that in the 90s? Not that I'm unhappy with what they came out with, because I do love Far Beyond Driven, but there was something about that power metal album where it's like, and I thought Terry Glaze was a great singer from Pantera, but power metal just like,
Power metal was the best thing they ever did, both Phil and the band to me. I honestly think he squandered his abilities. But the biggest reason I'm so against this legacy thing and all this, and the fact that he kind of spearheaded it, is I heard the shit he said on stage a couple of times, even after Daryl was dead. He doesn't deserve to be making any money or out there doing a tribute until there's some kind of apology for that shit. Because
well,
what he said was not right.
I agree, but I think the person that has the say over that isn't Phil and it isn't Rex. I think it's Rita. And I think Rita knew that it was a cash cow and said, go on and do it. I don't care if we really hate each other in real life.
Fair enough. I also think, I mean, Far Beyond Driven and all that, Phil's so deep in the closet, he's finding Christmas presents. He just needs to admit it already.
By the way, before we continue, there is one record that I bought over the weekend. Yes. So I'm actually eventually going to buy a vinyl player with a Bluetooth speaker. So my wife performed at this bookstore in Huntington, Long Island called The Next Chapter. She did 3 songs with her friend Alana Michelle. Great performance. And it was headlined by the acoustic group Dark Donovan. Great show. So they actually have a really cool vinyl collection in there, like old jazz and classical and stuff like that. But I couldn't believe that I actually found this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you telling me
The
about
Wraith
that
soundtrack. This thing is out of print. This is an original pressing from Scotty Brothers. from like 1986. And the significance of this, it's got Secret Loser from Ozzy on it, which is on his Ultimate Sin album. So I finally own a legitimate copy of this soundtrack.
It's my
which
favorite
is
song on that album.
my favorite Charlie Sheen movie. I guess I should go.
Men
I
at
guess.
Work. Men at Work for me.
Oh,
Emilio.
I guess I should watch Major League. I heard that was a good one. Oh wait a minute, I forgot. I liked Hot Shots Parts 1 and Part 2. Those
I
are
liked
both
them
great
when I
movies.
was a teenager. Nah. Yeah, I can't get into them now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Next after that was Tool. I'll just say my second favorite band of the night. Greg, you first.
I only bothered to watch the Hand of Doom cover. I thought they did it good, but I didn't really have much interest in watching Tool play. And I don't dislike them. I got to be in the mood for it, or they kind of bore me. And the other part of that was much like a band coming up later. The audio was so terrible, I could barely hear anything. So it sounded like they did Hand of Doom pretty well, but I haven't found a good quality video, to be honest with you.
Stan?
I'm not a big Tool fan. It was kind of odd seeing them in the
I'm
day
surprised.
in the
I would have thought they would
daytime
have been.
without their light show and everything like that. Um, the only thing I can say is that I did like the Hand of Doom cover. It was they surprisingly did a pretty good job with that,
Mm-hmm.
in my
I
opinion.
actually thought it was their own song at first. I'm like, that riff sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's Hand of Doom, man.
They did a really good job picking that one. I mean,
Yeah.
just it just sounded like a Tool song. So
Yeah, I also like their cover of Led Zeppelin's No Quarter, which is
Oh
probably
yeah,
my
they did that great.
second favorite Zeppelin song after The Rover. I know, weird dichotomy. Into
Huh.
the chat. Sorry?
No, I just said, huh, that's a really odd 1-2 there.
Well, The Rover was the first song from them I ever heard, and I actually got to play it on stage a couple of years ago, and I fanboyed out a little bit. Not gonna lie. Yes,
Cool.
I'm still a big kid when I play guitar. Okay, I still enjoy it. 30 years later. Um, Catman, I choose you guys over Almost Human, but if I see Wadzilla, I'm all in. Catman, all good. We love Ralph. Okay,
I would
no
love to
beef
get
there.
Wadzilla on here.
Uh, Catman, tequila bottle in one hand, dick in the other. Ha 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 ha.
So wouldn't
Edward
he have
Wright.
a pair of tweezers in the other one?
Oh, magnifying glass. Don't forget the magnifying glass. Edward Wright. Tobias Forge wanted to sing "Am I Going Insane?" Every song he asked was already taken. At least that's what he said in interviews. I did hear that.
hmm.
Huh. I would have actually really liked to see that, although I don't think that group would have pulled it off too well. I think he would have sung that really well.
Hmm. Catman says Millie said when they heard Venom, they changed their music completely. Of course, he had to throw Venom in there for the day.
What did he say?
When they heard Venom, they changed their music completely.
Oh, creator, yes.
Oh, Millie. Oh, Millie. Okay, all
Melee
right, that makes
Patrols.
sense.
Yeah, yes, they did. That's actually a really interesting interview with Melee. Yeah.
Let's see.
Also, Catman, best version of the Flag of Hate EP has to be the American one because you get Flag of Hate, Awakening of the Gods, and Tormentor, and all that shit on the B side from Endless Pain.
Edward Wright. They told him no for "Am I Going Insane?" Yes, that's true. Catman flying low again. Oh, okay, funny. Catman. Yep. Sorry, that ain't Pantera. And changes blows. Fair enough.
Eh,
Catman saw Zach for No More Tears. I was amazed. He makes it look like he's isn't looking at the fretboard, which my eyes are constantly doing with the look of fear on my face. Am's reply to Venom's demo was "fuck off." Okay, let's keep it G-rated. No, we're past that. Next band of the night is Slayer. I'm gonna flat out say it. Slayer was my favorite band of the
Me too.
night.
And my favorite cover overall. Fucking
That was
Wicked
a
World.
great cover of Wicked World.
Dude, I really wish Jeff was still alive, and
Me too.
um, I I still stand by my statement that Gary Holt is probably metal's okayest guitarist, but they
More,
fucking killed that man.
He's definitely
more,
underrated though.
Huh?
more okay than Kirk Hammett.
That
Honestly,
is an
honestly,
interesting question about who has more
Nah,
personality in the
nah,
band.
Kirk is better than Gary.
Kirk's
Kirk.
more expressive for
Yeah.
sure. I think Gary might have him on technical ability, but Kirk is definitely more expressive and has a better ear for putting melodies and chords and things together.
Yeah. I
Uh,
agree.
I I just want to give a quick shout out to Warren Lee, who was Jeff Hanneman's guitar tech. And rest in peace, Jeff, and is now Gary Holt's guitar tech. He's also the original and current bassist of 25 to Life. Uh, just want to give a quick shout out to Warren. Hope you had a great time over in England, and hope you got home safely. So, okay, what did you think of Slayer, though, Stan?
I'm not a big Slayer fan, but I thought they sounded great. I mean, they were very energetic. They were very they really brought their A game. I mean, when was the last time they actually played together? After calling it quits, like,
I think it was fairly recently, maybe last summer. I think they did a festival date. They headlined.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah, that
I
was
mean, dude,
interesting how that came about.
I think
Yeah.
the crowd fucking woke up, man. It was like they they,
Yes,
they ran
they
fucking
recharged the
wild.
crowd.
Yeah, definitely. So, and dude, it's pretty amazing that Tom Araya just he he looks like this really like this thrash metal grandpa. I mean, the guy sounds fantastic still. Like he's in his 60s, he's screaming at the top of his lungs like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I
dude, Disciple, Raining Blood,
Yeah,
South of Heaven. He sounded amazing throughout the
yeah.
whole thing.
I
The
couldn't believe he. Sorry, go ahead, Greg.
my only problem with their set, even though I think it's cool they're busting out stuff like Disciple from an album that otherwise sucks, and but I really wish instead of War Ensemble or South of Heaven on the other side of Wicked World, they would have done something off the Metal Blade albums because those were more Sabbath influenced.
Mm,
Fair enough. Well, I will say this: the fact that he actually hit the high notes at
yeah.
the beginning of Angel of Death, I was not expecting that.
Dude,
That's how
neither
it's
was
done,
I.
kids.
That was wild.
I was like, did he just hit the high note again? Like he hasn't done that in decades. He would just like scream, but he actually went for like the high pitched scream this time. Good for you, Tom Araya.
Fucking hey. I love Slayer.
So do I. We still have to do a discography on
But
them.
dude, if they would have followed up after Wicked World with Chemical Warfare, though, I think I'd have lost my fucking mind. That would have just been flat out amazing.
After that, Guns N' Roses cut down to a 5 piece as opposed to the 12 piece or whatever incarnation they currently go on tour with. It
My
was just,
biggest surprise of the night, honestly.
yeah,
I
I mean, I knew that Axel sang It's All Right on stage. I mean, it's on the GNR Live album from 99.
Mhm.
So I guess I was expecting that, but I wasn't expecting the rest. Greg, let me give it to you.
Well, I was actually kind of surprised they didn't do It's All Right. I really thought he would kind of go out there and do it. He has mentioned in the past, and it's actually kind of funny how many interviews I've read with him, even though he's might be my most hated vocalist next to Sammy Hagar because he is such a prick. But I knew going into this that Never Say Die is a huge favorite of his, and also Slashes. So it was really cool to see them bust out not only the title track, but Junior's Eyes, which I just thought was amazing. That's
Yeah.
also one of my favorite covers of the night. And I thought he sounded really good doing both tunes. And even on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, the problem with Sabbath Bloody Sabbath has nothing to do with Guns N' Roses suck now. Lou was saying earlier, probably had something to do with the monitors because they sounded good. It was just they were out of time with each other through most of the song. But I was honestly shocked how good in voice he was, how good the band sounded together, and the fact that they did the whole thing without any problems out of a love for Sabbath and Ozzy. And Junior's Eyes was probably the biggest surprise of the whole night. I love the fact that they did that.
Stan?
I don't know. I mean, I thought Axel kind of sounded like Mickey Mouse on meth. He just wasn't.
Really?
I don't know. He didn't sound great to me. Like, and I just couldn't get over that. Like everything else seemed to just. That's all I kept hearing. That whine. Like he was struggling to, to sing in that style that he's famous for, and just. I don't know. I just couldn't get over how awkward and off it sounded.
See,
I
I
don't know.
didn't feel that way except for Welcome to the Jungle. That he tried to do the old way, and I didn't think it came off too well. But the Sabbath covers, I thought he sounded great on.
Mm. I should probably go back and watch it again, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys something. Like,
Go ahead.
has there been like different versions of this show? Because like some people are saying like they hear like the vocals are being like redubbed or something like that, or auto tuned, or I don't know. Like, there's been some like weird um
Manipulation? No,
manipulations.
I haven't heard anything.
No, okay. I don't
I
know.
haven't
Just
heard anything about that, but I mean, I will say you probably had hundreds of people recording it and putting it up online, and it is very possible, and it wouldn't shock me in the least.
I mean, it could be whoever's posting it is auto tuning it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah,
mean,
that was
AI
what I
does
meant.
wonders
Yeah.
nowadays.
because people
Um,
have been saying that Ozzy's vocals have been tuned
not
during
during
his
his performances. No.
No, I watched his live, and I've seen a couple after, and
maybe
no,
the replays or something like that. I don't know. Just but I do I keep a lot of people are saying that like that there's some subtle differences, between what was broadcasted live and what was kind of like replayed afterwards.
hmm,
No, because I did watch it live and there was nothing auto tuned about Ozzy's vocals.
no,
Okay, maybe they're
So,
wrong.
I mean, everyone probably wants to say something for the point of sounding controversial or trying to stir the pot. This was one of those few nights where I was like, you know what? For the most part, I accepted for what it was. It was a tribute to the four men who created a genre that changed the world for the better, and nothing more than that. That being said, I loved. Uh, I was thoroughly surprised and happy to hear "Never Say Die" and "Junior's Eyes." Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, not so much. I guess they had to play "Welcome to the Jungle" and "Paradise City" just to
they should have
appease their
done Zero
fans.
the Hero instead of their version of it. But
But good on GNR. That was probably my dark horse band of the night. After GNR, we get their former tour mates in Metallica.
Meh.
yeah, meh.
I mean, Johnny Blade, was that Johnny Blade that they did?
That was Johnny Blade.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was
and
surprising. That was good.
that
That
was
was good.
surprising, but Lars kind of ruined it for me. I can't even lie. I mean,
As
I'm
he
so
does.
used to how those songs sound on the albums just because I love Sabbath so much and I've listened to it for so much that his pedestrian drumming really fucking bothers me on tunes like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
Metallica, like I said this before, like Metallica's music needs more, I don't know, variation, needs more interesting drumming, and Lars is just holding them back. You know what was cool though? The opening up with Hole in the Sky.
That was cool.
No.
And this actually goes back to where I'm sorry, he's one of my biggest heroes of all time, and I love the guy. But when we win, we need to get him on again, Lou. But when Al Bouchard said he liked their cover of Astronomy, I was just like, what? Because,
Mhm.
and here is the perfect example. See, it didn't matter too much with shit like Am I Evil and Blitzkrieg back in the day because much as I love Diamond Head and Blitzkrieg, those two tunes aren't overly complicated ones from that. They were fully in their wheelhouse. And at that point in time, Metallica was basically just a faster version of Diamond Head, Blitzkrieg, and Sweet Savage. You know, there wasn't much change to their sound as they progressed into the 90s. And here, what I hate is they have this sound that they've done for a long time. Them trying to play Astronomy exactly like Blue Oyster Cult does, or in this case, Hole in the Sky like Sabbath. It just doesn't work. It's boring to me, and it just doesn't come off well. I mean, their two picks were cool. It just doesn't, and it kills me that people are like, "Oh, Metallica's consistently great in concert." Well, consistent is a good word, but
Well, again, when I saw them 2 summers ago, that was pretty much at the beginning of the tour, so they sounded fresh. I wouldn't be surprised if they were, and I'm not being an apologist for them. I'm just saying, like, they've been on the road so long. At this point, 2 years later, after 72 seasons comes out, uh, they're probably facing a little burnout. They're probably tired. Um,
hey man,
I
when I saw them at that Orion Fest, that was great. And that was one of the only shows they played that summer, you know, and they did Ride in its entirety. That was badass.
mm. um. By the way, just to piggyback on what Greg was saying before, so when I go on stage, I don't use in-ear monitors. I use floods, so because I could hear everybody a little better. I've never used in-ear monitors before. I've played with singers that have used in-ear monitors, and they've sometimes lagged in terms of, like, when they were coming in. So that's why I said maybe it was his in-ear monitors that were throwing him off, because sometimes it happens. Slight delay or whatever. It happens. No big deal. It's live music. At least you're not getting it pre-recorded. All
Mhm.
right. And now we get the final two bands of the night. We get Ozzy Osbourne performing a 5-song set with Tommy Clufetos on drums, Zach Wild on guitar, the returning Mike Inez on bass, and Adam Wakeman on keyboards. The songs done were I Don't Know, Mr. Crowley, Suicide Solution, Mama I'm Coming Home, and Crazy Train. And of course, his lead in music, which was O Fortuna by Carl Orff. A lot of people say that Mama I'm Coming Home was the biggest tearjerker of the night.
It was. It was the best song he did. The best song he performed that night. Um, it was really sad seeing him like that, just like fucking propped on his throne and just you could tell like he desperately wanted to stand up
Yeah.
all the time and he just stopped himself like he couldn't do it like it's just sad like I don't know, man. And he was saying like he hopes he dies on stage. I mean, he's he's almost there. I mean, I don't know, man. It just
I mean, the
it's
Parkinson's thing is just incredibly sad, but the paralysis just makes it that much more sadder for
Mhm.
me.
it just sucks
But
when they do these kinds of shows when like somebody's like nearing death or has already died. You know what I mean? I just it's
but
like
But
but there's
but
a
he
difference.
really wanted to do it, and honestly, although the injuries and everything are sad, and it, I've got issues with his legacy and his wife and things like that, how they've screwed people over because he wasn't completely
yeah.
innocent in it. This is a situation where it wasn't her getting him out there and propping him up. I mean, yes, the joke behind me totally fits most of the shit, but he wanted to do it, and it brought a tear to my eyes because it was the last time he was getting out there, and in spite of the pain, you could see how fucking happy he was.
Yeah.
That's how I took it too.
And that
Yeah.
was what I really enjoyed about
Yeah, like
Yeah, good point.
I didn't think about the fact that I was sad for him in his current state. I was thinking, you know what? Even with all the bad that's happened to him in the last couple of years with his conditions and the surgery by the freaking quack that that did it.
it. Mm-hmm.
He was doing what he loved. He was doing what he was put on this earth to do. And for that, it's like my respect for him as a human being just increased tenfold as I was watching him.
And
You know,
all I'm saying is that, like, you just hate to see it. That's all. Like,
of course,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I still felt a sense of pride for him, and the fact that the proceeds of the concert were going to children's Parkinson's and children's hospice care and this and that.
$190 million, bro.
That's freaking amazing.
That's fucking crazy. Wow.
I mean, the most I ever raised was 3,000 for Memorial Sloan Kettering. And I'm happy that he decided to go back to where he was from to give back with his original band.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. And then after the Ozzy performance, we get the officially reunited one last time
Yeah.
for one more go around. Bill Ward, Geezer Butler, Tony Iommi, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath.
Why the fuck did they not open up with the title track? Oh my god, it's a missed
Well,
opportunity.
funny enough, Iommi just mentioned in an interview today
Mm.
that they originally planned to do 6 songs, and Black Sabbath was one of them. But Ozzy didn't have it in him to do it. So I'll accept it. They ended with Paranoid, the song that brought them to the dance. And they opened with War Pigs, which, I'm sorry, that's one of the greatest live set openers ever.
Mm-hmm.
I will take this humanly flawed, far from perfect performance than whatever they tried to accomplish with the farewell tour, because to me it was perfect in its imperfections.
Mm-hmm.
These are the 4 guys who made this genre what it is, and to have the 4 of them on stage doing it, I couldn't have been happier to see it.
Exactly, and that was the best part. Even though you could tell Ozzy and Bill both were in pain, they were just so fucking happy to be there.
It was, it was
It was genuine.
It was
Yep.
genuine.
Sorry,
It was a little sluggish, but I mean, like the moment I saw like Bill Ward take his shirt off, I knew shit was about to get real.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that dude was like, he was so fucking happy at that point. He was so excited. Like he was really getting into the
He
zone.
was.
Like this is it. This is where I belong. This is where, like, because how long has it been since they played together? What was it, 20 years?
Yeah.
20 years
2005,
together?
literally Ozfest. Yeah,
It has been 20 years. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was at that show. Yeah, well, one of the shows. Yeah.
like, and I mean, it all depended. I feel like Bill was kind of like, he was kind of leading the band because, obviously he's not in the best of health and either.
he
So
deserved to be there though.
he deserved to be there. But you notice that they played it, kind of slower a little bit, the songs.
Slower, and his drums weren't as like, because he used to pound his kit.
Mm.
You could tell he was like easing off, playing a little bit more jazz style.
Yeah.
But he always had that swing.
Yeah.
He was
he's
pretty
just
on point though. I kind of feel like it was slower for Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, when you saw those guys on stage, I mean, they were like gods. You know what I mean? Just
Oh yeah.
it's fantastic.
I also love how even though it's like 60 years later, Bill takes his shirt off and Tony's still there to fuck with him. Oh, you look like Gollum now, mate. like really, dude.
I love British humor.
They always had a problem with it, like with keeping his shirt off. But I mean,
Well, I mean,
And
at
so
one
he
point,
was Tony's favorite person to prank. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. I mean, at least he didn't set him on fire this time.
yeah.
But
right?
but if you watch the Never Say Die video, the tour, Bill's got no shirt, black sweat clothes, and Dutch braids. I was like, what a wacko! But Jesus, what a drummer!
Oh yeah.
Um,
So
I wanted to ask you guys this though, like, who do you think like should have been also there? Like
Tony
I think like
Martin.
Brad Gillis should have been there for sure. Like, maybe I think Blue Oyster Cult should have been there. Uh,
Well,
it's-
BOC's in the middle of a tour right now, so I
oh,
kind of understand why they're not. But
and
yeah,
I think they
they
still
should
have a
have been.
beef with Sabbath, to be quite honest.
I mean, at this point, come on, like you guys are like
Mm,
fucking 85,
You don't know old Long Islanders; they hold grudges.
yeah, whatever. But
why would they though? I mean, they were pretty cool.
Ah, something to do. I
No,
don't know.
I guess I could see Buck still having a beef with them. Eric for sure.
But I agree. Brad Gillis, yes. Um, Tommy Aldridge should have been there. It's not like
Tony
Whitesnake's doing anything.
Martin.
Of course, yes. Tony Martin. I
Vinny
think it would have been.
Appice.
He
That
should have
was a
done
shock.
a couple Dio songs. Tony
Well, not
Martin
only
should have
that, but
fucking been there.
during the Sabbath reunion tour of Europe in '98, Vinny Appice was the drummer on that tour. So I think he had every right to be on that stage as much as anyone else did.
You don't think we got enough pedestrian drumming out of Lars, though? Did we really need Vinny?
I like Vinny as a drummer.
He's competent, but he just doesn't have any real style to me.
I mean, is he his brother? No, but I mean,
No, and on the positive end,
there
at
you
least
go.
he wasn't in King Cobra, but
Um, it would have been nice to have seen Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson there, but I think there was a discrepancy that kept them from going.
that's
That would
kind
have
of
been
a
cool.
reach too, though. I mean, that's almost as weird as Steven Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I would have liked to see Candlemass there, even though I understand they're like an underground band, but they're still
Well,
they're one of the big four of the Doom movement. So
honestly, the hell with them, though. To be honest with you, if I could pick one band out of that Doom movement that
yeah,
really truly carried on the Sabbath sound that would have deserved to be there, Trouble.
Yeah, that's
I
a name
know
that
Eric passed, but Trouble.
another band, a modern band that I think should have been there. It would have been cool to have seen Lucifer there
who?
with
Oh yeah.
the Swedish Doom band with
Oh,
Joanna Sidonis on vocals.
Oh.
and also you got Anthrax, you got Slayer, you got Metallica. Where the
Where's
hell is
Megadeth?
Megadeth? Yeah. I thought that was very strange.
I don't know.
And
It's probably like a Sharon versus Dave thing. I don't know, but
possibly, well, hey, don't forget, at one point Sharon managed the Pumpkins, and then she dumped them because she said Billy Corgan was making her violently ill. Like they hated each other for a while. And all of a sudden she's doing his podcast and he's on the show. I guess they reconciled. Good for them. But here's the question. Who do you think is the band that Sharon is talking about that wanted to be monetarily compensated that she kicked off the show?
Oh, it was totally Wasp.
I'm gonna
Why
say
would it be
yes.
Wasp? Wasp?
Yeah, it was totally Blackie. Yeah.
I thought it would be Kiss because I mean they wouldn't do anything unless
No,
they get
it
paid.
wasn't Kiss. It was rumored it was either Motley Crue or Wasp, and I've heard that it was Wasp, and that makes sense. Why Wasp, Lou? Because Blackie Lawless wants to be compensated if he farts on a bus.
But
That guy
my question
literally
is,
wants a dime for everything. Hmm?
well, why would Sharon have wanted Wasp in the first place? Blackie has no correlation with Ozzy whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, just
No,
seems
but well,
random.
didn't he tour with Ozzy in the 80s?
Not to my recollection. I know Anthrax, White Lion, Metallica, Motley Crue, Wasted. I know they did.
I've heard from a couple people that I believe that it was Wasp, although honestly, I was thinking it was Crew at first because that made a lot more sense to me.
You know, it's funny. And I mentioned Wasted. It would have been cool to have seen a little UFO reunion, but
Eh,
yeah, I guess that's reaching.
eh.
Well, either way,
I could totally see it being Crew, and I could totally see it being Six's fault that it fell apart.
well, the one talented member of Motley Crue is no longer in the band anymore. So,
Well,
you
they shit
know,
the bed after '83 anyway. I mean, they had a couple good songs after that, but
I'll agree with that statement.
After Shout Out the Devil is just
Yeah, pretty much. Like a few select good songs. Few.
yeah.
Fewer
Even
than
even
Van Halen
even
with
on
Sammy.
Saints of Los Angeles, honestly, I mean, they had a few good tunes on that one too, but they never put out a solid record again.
Let's see. Before we head on out, Catman struck me down, but I was never a fan of Metallica covers. I think they butcher most of them.
I agree, Catman. Me and
true.
you need to hang out
Makes a
sometime.
point. Also Catman. I haven't given Ozzy much attention after I heard he allegedly killed or injured some cats.
Oh, that totally happened.
How do you know that happened?
Didn't he admit to it?
I read it on some website, but I don't know if that was some guy. I only read it on one website. I never read it
Dude,
in his
I didn't
book.
even read it on a website. It was in videos like years ago that he had been interviewed about. I'm talking like VHS tapes is when I first heard about that. They even had quotes from his first wife on there with her face all blacked out talking about it. I mean, I suppose you could have anybody do that, but it's not like that shit was cheap to make back then. Why would you? But
I mean, I never heard this. I never thought the story to be true, but I don't
Every
know.
every time you masturbate, God kills a kitten.
I'm
That's
sorry
probably
for the death cat, the death of the
yeah,
cat population. Well, I'm not going to speak on that. That's not what the show is about. So, but no, I absolutely do not condone the killing of
Well,
kittens.
maybe Ozzy just rubbed it too
Ozzy
many
was
times.
fucked up on every drug that you could buy at a drugstore and more. Okay. The fact that the man made it to this far.
It's just yeah,
if
it's a
my wife
surprise.
had 17 cats, I might feel inclined to pop a couple of them too. I got to deal with two right now, and they're little shit bags. So
All right. Well, we're going
I'm
to
not
wrap it
saying
up.
I would do it, but you're around that many of them, I could kind of see it happening, especially being that messed up.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks everybody who tuned in and, watched the live stream. And again, thanks to Ralph for having me and Wayne on Almost Human Live on Sunday night. And shout out to him and Ian. It was a pleasure hanging with you guys. New Severed Angel album, When Eternity Ends, out right now. Go to severedangel.com, pick it up. And gentlemen, anything you want to plug before we head out?
Um, Van Halen discography next week.
Next
That should
week,
be fun.
Well, Wayne isn't
back to our
back
normal
yet.
night. I think Wayne gave us the okay to go forward.
Oh,
and
did he?
I'll mess. I think
can't
so.
remember. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Well, I would show my King Creeper shirt again, but I've been sitting here for 2 hours and my legs are numb. So it's going to be about 10 minutes before I can stand up.
All right. Well,
But go
thanks.
check out King Creeper on YouTube.
I think I will. Thanks for tuning in again, everyone. Greg, Stan, have a good night. And to
Have a good
the rest
night.
of you, chiwiwis.
Chiwiwis. Oh boy.